Okay, that was Bad Blood. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. What do you guys think about them? So this is a daily code kickoff. Yeah, so today I guess I'm gonna try to do some Docker and human connection. So setting up the human connection projects with Docker, because there's been some trouble setting them up locally, especially with Neo4j. And we got people like Wolfgang doing some good work, trying to improve the documentation. But for the local install, but it's still relatively, hopefully it should be relatively easy on Docker. At least that's the advice that Robert gives. So let's see here for today. I'll write that down here. As always, the daily code kickoff is all about kind of announcing what you're going to work on over the next day. And so try to install that's pretty much it. I might review some of Wolfgang's tickets, documentation tickets. See if I could add something. I don't think I can actually merge them. I think that's up to Robert and Greg. So off air for Friday, we're gonna have, let's see, the Ethereum mob. And the algorithms mob. So the times are, yeah, that's right, for the Ethereum mob. This one is at 4 p.m. So get ready for those off air. These are just some of the times for the daily code kickoff, what you're watching now. Yeah, so let me jump in. Let me head over to Vivaldi. And I guess we could start at the board. Alright, this is technically 4 boards, 5 boards. Okay. And if you look here at the very bottom, actually there was this ticket by Wolfgang that we talked about in today's developer community meeting at, what time was that? 3 p.m. UTC, Thursday. And yeah, there was a question of what to do when you don't have Brew installed or Yarn. And Robert kind of advised, well, you can't give people instructions for everything. And I agree with that. How do you turn on your computer? Okay, you push the power button. And so essentially he said, maybe we should be telling people to use Docker as sort of the first thing to direct them to do. I think we could provide like a link, like just a simple link to to Brew. And yarn, I mean, the yarn is like a simple command, so has no yarn. Because actually some people don't have yarn installed. They might have npm installed, or node and npm. So I might just chime in on this and say exactly what I just said. So let me just type that out with some music.
Daddy, how come you never around? Miss you, everything now. Mama, leave the food on the stove. Leave your car in the middle of the road. This happy family with everything now. Turn your speakers up till they break. 'Cause every time you smile, it's a fake. Stop pretending you got everything now. I need it, everything now. I want it, everything now. I can't live without it. I can't live without it. Feel every room in my house is full of shit I couldn't live without. I need it, everything now. I can't live without it.
Okay, so let me close that. There was this ticket here where Robert was saying, you know, let's direct people to use Docker. Yeah, if your operating system does not have Yarn or Node or Neo4j installed, I would suggest to run everything within Docker. Dependencies are a never-ending problem. Yeah, I would suggest to ask newcomers to install Docker as the only dependency, which will virtualize all other dependencies. And I don't know about this line here. And we can finally get rid of all the frustration. I don't know, I mean, I think people might still be intimidated by Docker, because they might not know exactly what it is, how it works. They might have heard, oh, everyone's using it, it's the latest, greatest thing. If you're not doing Docker, you're nobody. So they might be encouraged to try to learn, so I think it might be okay. So if we kind of guide them to use Docker, it might be good. So they might be willing to go through the setup process for Docker. So let's just check that out on Opera. For a Linux-based system, it's somewhat straightforward. And for Mac or Windows, you unfortunately have to like create your own like username, user ID, username. One second.
Oh, the crying shine.
Okay.
Oh, the pity.
you have not heard of Docker, just Google it, but it's docker.com. So Docker, and maybe like instructions, download instructions, get started. Let's go there. You guys probably can't tell, but I already have it running. It's at the very top. And yeah, so for me it'd be download for a Mac, and I think it's just gonna prompt me to install it, so I'll skip that. I think it's because I don't have cookies set for Opera, because I do a lot of just random browsing on Opera, and so I think it would normally prompt me to download it. I already have it downloaded, but so yeah, just go to docker.com, get started. Yeah, so let me head over to see if we have any better instructions yet for installing human connection projects with Docker. So that's over in Vivaldi. And if I go to let me close this. Well, I guess I could go to the documentation. This is ZenHub, by the way. Yeah, it's okay. ZenHub. Never used it before. It'd be nice to have a link to the GitHub repos right here, kind of like Waffle does. I guess I could maybe click on one of these. Let me see if there's a link to GitHub. So, well, there's these right here, but these were just added. But it'd be nice if there was like a standard link. Here we go, like this right here. So I'm not sure that anything's really actually happened with this ticket, but let's find out. Yeah, not much at all. Let's go here. So if we're going to direct people to use Docker, we need to tell them how to do it. This is Kubernetes. So I guess I might just go to the README. There might be instructions here. There we go.
Take your protein pills and put your helmet on.
Okay.
Ground control to Major Tom.
So let me go to the repo. I already have it. You could just clone it here. Right here. Let me head over to the terminal, and I'll essentially run docker compose up, like it says here. and that's based on the Docker Compose files here. Okay.
This is ground control to Major Tom.
One sec.
You really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to lead the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do.
Okay, so this is, I guess I still have it in the AV repos. So I think is it Nitro? Or, that's an outer key brass. Okay. So I think you'll see these twice. HC, okay.
Tell my wife I love her very much. She knows.
Okay, back in.
To Major Tom, your circuit's dead. There's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me?
I guess I'll create let me check out the branches. Okay. Actually, let me fetch. Let me just create a separate branch. We'll head over to master first and then hit checkout. You know what? I may add some documentation. Sort of work on that ticket that I had before. So that was ticket number 4. Actually, let me double check that. But this is actually for the Nitro documentation repo. So I was going to create a new branch just to explore. So I'll just create a random branch called like explore or something. I don't really like to be on master or sometimes, develop whatever the default branch is, because I might like make some changes and then it's a tad bit of a pain to commit them into a different branch. I just don't like to mess with anything at all if I'm on the default branches. I like to keep them clean so I don't accidentally make any modifications without thinking. So that being said, I'll just create the branch called explore docker. Installation. Okay, so let's see how easy it is. So I do have Docker. I think I can do like Docker version 18.09.1. If we go back to the instructions, let's just Docker compose up, and I guess that'll run mainly this one. Override would override, but I'm not sure. Okay, yarn run in development. So it might be a combination of Docker compose and Docker compose override. But let's just take a look at this one quickly. Actually, let me grab the command. It's just Docker compose up. Version 3.7. So we have the backend image, Neo4j image. It's okay. And yeah, so this is the biggest pain point. So if it's this easy to install Neo4j, that'll be an improvement. Yeah. Okay. So just Docker compose up. That's Neo4j, the one I highlighted a second ago. So these will be cached locally. The images. So it won't take this long in subsequent times when I run Docker compose up. However, it's the compounded issue of a download plus OBS slowing things down, streaming to Twitch. Trying to think if there's something else I could do in the meantime other than listen to music. I guess let's head over to look at the actual Docker files while it does this, and then we can sort of look at this once it's done. So heading back to the repo. So if you look here, the back end, it depends on Neo4j, which is here. And so that's why that one is downloading first, and it's downloading this. And we could look at that Docker file there and look at the Docker files for the backend. So let's start with, I guess we could start with Neo4j. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, this one's easier. So it's just pulling this image and it's running this command. That's that plugin thing that's been an issue. Looks like this plugin here, this APOC plugin, that's caused some trouble when installing locally. So it looks like that takes care of it. So then we have our Docker file here. This is like the backend one, the backend image. This is a Docker file that we create, we build. And so yeah, so we just pull in a very stripped down Alpine node image.
Breathing from a hole in my lung, I had no one. Faces and
4000.
racing through the void in my head to find traces.
Make that directory. We're copying. Yeah, here. And then the advantage of doing it like this is that when you make changes that have nothing to do with, you know, your node dependencies, it doesn't have to rebuild everything again. Okay. I think there were some modifications recently. Days ago. Okay, let me check on how we're doing. Okay, at least there's a little bit of progress. Let me show you. So, so now it's building the backend. So if you see here, steps 1 and 2, if you recall that Neo4j was just 2 lines, right? It was pulling on the image and running a command. So it pulls the image down and it creates this new image here, which then this step, the second step, is essentially pulling from this image here, just like Neo4j here is an image. This is a local image that's just created, and it runs this command and generates yet another image, Docker image. And so it runs this, actually, so it's just running this. This on this, and it removes this intermediate container, this one here, and this is what's left at the end. So the backend will use this Docker image, and then over here the backend is finally going. And yeah, it looks like it was about 15 steps. So pulling the Alpine version of Node 10 as the base. Yeah, so this might be a while. And like I said, it's a little slower because I think because I'm streaming, this might be faster. And it will definitely be faster once I have these downloaded, the final images, like this one here, and after we're done through all these steps. So with every one of these steps, there's like an intermediate container, kind of like this one, that will then get removed. So this is exciting stuff, huh? So it's speeding up a little bit, so at least I have something to talk about here. So 5 steps. Let's see here. This is the first one, based on node. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Just for this label, I have to create a whole brand new image, but the changes are so little that um, if I wasn't paying attention, this step was probably very fast. And so I got rid of that. We're exposing port 4000. Let's see here. So now they're moving a little faster. Uh, build commit environment variable. Okay. So this is a working directory. So like in the actual image, where is your app going to be put into? So kind of like how there's the entire repo, like for example on GitHub. Yeah, let me just show you. So while locally you might have all these files here, in your actual image, and actually in your container when it's running, um, you would have a working directory um, where I don't know, you might run commands. Um, yeah, but it wouldn't be like, for example, so all of this right here gets put into that working directory, and like it wouldn't be like the home folder of, if you guys are familiar with Linux, or it wouldn't be, because I think typically it is the home folder for the user. So by that I mean just like uh, / users on a Mac, it's / users home, and then the name of the person. Actually, that's almost how it is on Linux. It's like the root, then I think it's home, and then I think it's the user name. So that would be the default directory. So when you specify a working directory, it changes it. A lot of times you see app used as the working directory. So going back to the terminal, let's see where we are. Oops. Just trying to use a hotkey there to terminal. And I think that actually worked to switch it over. So what step was that? Right here. So instead of app, it's Nitro backend. And you create this variable. Yeah, I'm not 100% about this command, what this exactly does. So this is a run. So make this directory and the P, yeah. So that's this working directory here, I think. What does that mean? Make directory -P. I don't think I've ever done that. It might bug me if I don't look it up, so I might look it up here in a minute. Yeah, so I'm just gonna gloss over some of these. Copy file, copy from yeah, like the actual repo into the image. And then finally this command, run this command, yarn run start. And then, yeah, so this will have yarn lock. Okay, so this is copying a couple things. The lock files. And then so you'll have all your node dependencies right there. Actually, yeah, thinking about it, yarn run install. So that's weird because I would think the yarn run install would be before this step. So I don't quite get that. Yeah, I mean, well, hold on. So this is a step. Okay, so this is a step. You're copying these files. And then you might not usually make changes to your package JSON or yarn lock unless you add a new dependency. But then you would run yarn install. But wouldn't that update these up here? So I'm not sure I quite get the benefit. Let's see the benefit of this here. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm trying to get more Docker practice myself. I'm not a Docker pro yet. And that's what happened here. This is from yarn install. Yeah.
até pede, só que aqui não tem meu nerd. Obedecendo quem pede, no meu canto tranquilão, com planos pro rebelião, congando todas tá bom.
What are we listening to? Let's see, at least who this is while it's doing that. So this is
Nunca tomou banho de balde, então vamos dar o baque. Meu bonde vem tipo as Farc, morri volta igual Tupac. Olhar pro humanizado, então o papo já tá dado. Tá geral que o convidado pode chamar os recalcados, mas dá o endereço errado.
I'm not sure how I played this. Let's see, I think we were right here. And you just switched to this song. So let's play some John Lennon.
You better get yourself together. Pretty soon you're gonna be dead. What in the world are you thinking of? Laughing in the face of love. What on earth you trying to do? It's up to you. Yeah, you. This karma's gonna get you.
So this is taking a while. So I guess what we might try to do is see the benefits of having all these commands being ran before. I think most of these should run a lot faster if I restart it. So I'm going to Control C out of it. And just rerun that command. Hopefully this will be a lot faster. And I might actually have to stop some of... Oh, let's see here.
Better recognize your brothers. Everyone you meet. Why in the world are we here? You're not a little pain and fear. Why on earth are you there? When you're everywhere, gonna get your share. But we all shine like a moon.
Yeah, you see how fast I was? So these images are cached. See that, using cache. And so what took, what was it, like 15 minutes to get to this point, it took 20 seconds. And to be fair, if I wasn't streaming, it probably would have taken, I don't know, 5 minutes. Maybe not even that, I'm not sure. So we only have a couple more steps here. And we're running against the clock. I'll stop streaming. Hopefully I'll be able to just run this quickly once it's done. Let me go back to the instructions, to the README. Check out some steps there. To see the database.
The weatherman says good night. The Empire State Building's turning off its lights. The refrigerator stops, and suddenly it's quiet. I never noticed the ceilings were so low. I never saw the cracks on the window. I never saw myself as sentimental.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it, doctor. Let's go.
Ain't nothing going on here but the rent. I can't account for how my days are spent. I wanna draw the line between who I am and who I invent. Without you, I've been standing around you like a statue, laying on the floor thinking about you. Talk to myself like the crazies do. Otherwise, I'm great. What about you? Yeah. What about you? The weatherman says blue skies, but it's raining like the clouds all decided to cry. And every time you hurt me, I say it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Without you, I've been standing around you like a statue, laying on the couch all day like cats do, waiting for the phone to ring. But it
So, oh, there we go. Oh no, it might be the same issue. Gosh, I was hoping it's like 2.5 more steps, right? We're halfway through 13. And then 2 more steps. And then optionally seeding the database with that other command. And then running the app. Yeah. I wonder if it's because I'm running too much. It's just having trouble getting a solid connection. So I might end up wrapping up there, but then off air after I close down OBS, I will run that command that I showed you guys. Docker compose exec. Yeah, backend yarn run dbseed, and then just open up localhost 4000, localhost colon 4000. That'll show the app. Optionally, I can do Docker compose down then too. So, gosh, I guess that's the plan. Let's take one last peek, see if maybe it's done. Yeah, doesn't look like it. So I'll try to rerun that again, and hopefully it'll just be super quick once I'm done streaming. So on that note, yeah, thanks for tagging along. I think Docker will be the solution in the end. This is already a lot faster. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next week, next Monday. Thanks, bye.
I never will forget those nights. I wonder if it was a dream. Remember how you made me crazy? Remember how I made you scream? But I don't understand what happened to our love. But baby, when I get you back, I'm gonna show you what I made of. I can see you. Your words can shine the sun. I see you walking real slow and you're smiling at everyone. I can tell you Today I saw a black flag sticker on a Cadillac. A little voice inside my head said, don't look back, you can never look back.